All right, ladies and gentlemen, so for today's lab on acceleration, you're going to be racing balls down ramps. And when you open up the document, it should look something like this here. And your first job is going to be to read this information. It's a review of things that you've learned already, but please make sure that you refresh your brain before we get started on this lab so that you remember the specific difference between velocity and acceleration. So open up that document now, pause this video, and make sure that you read this background information. When you're done, continue the video. And we'll talk about this experiment. If you scroll down the page, you'll see this list of experiment stuff. We have our materials that you will need, and so please take a look around your house if you're doing this at home and find these materials. What you're going to do is you're going to set up a 3-meter long runway with a ramp at one end that raises the top of the ramp approximately 3 books high. In my classroom, we use 3 science textbooks that are about 3 centimeters wide each. Ms. Thomas's class used 2 textbooks each and a student whiteboard as a ramp. And my classroom had a tennis ball as our ball. Ms. Thomas's class had some other toy that was approximately the same size. At home, be creative. Find materials that you can use. A cookie sheet is a great idea to use as your ramp, or if you have a nice piece of stiff cardboard, you can use that. And then any books you have or boxes, something to raise it up just enough so that it'll roll down the ramp. You're going to place a masking tape marker where the ramp touches the ground and label it as 0 meters. Then you'll measure out distances of 1 meter, 2 meters, and 3 meters from that. And Ms. Thomas will explain in this next little piece here how you can do that if you don't have a meter stick at home. You're going to roll the ball from the top of the ramp and time it. And you might need some help. You need to get enough trial runs to have measurements from 0 to 1 3 times, from 0 to 2 3 times, and from 0 to 3 3 times. And that can be from one time that you drop it and you get increments, or it can be separate times. Separate times is the easiest, especially if you're trying to do this on your own or with only one helper. So once you have that all set up, you can start gathering your data and typing into the box. Let's take a quick break here and watch Ms. Thomas set up the experiment.
Okay, so for your lab today, you're going to need something that you can use as a ramp. That could be a cookie sheet. You need a couple of books. I've got 2 books down here on the floor. You need a ball, and then a timer. I have an actual stopwatch, but you can use your phones. You're going to set up 0 meters, then you're going to set up 1 meter, then 2 meters, then 3 meters. Those need to be marked. If you do not have a meter stick, okay, once you set 0 meters up, you can just, I am 5'7", you can just take 2 steps, 1, 2, and you're approximately a meter in distance, and mark it. 3, 4, 2 meters, 5, 6, 3 meters. So then I come back, and I'm going to set my ramp so that it is right on the 0. And I'm not doing very well with that. So I'll move my books back. Okay, so there's my ramp. And then I drop my ball, but I am not going to time when I release the ball. I start timing when it reaches 0. And I need to take a time from 0 to 1 3 times. Then I'm going to take my time from 0 to 2 3 times. Then I'm going to go 0 to 3 times, and then you get an average by adding them and dividing by 3. And then everything else on the sheet is very self-explanatory.
So now that you're done setting up and gathering your data, you should be able to type into your document. Here we go, one last time through.
Here's the ball.
So as you see in the video, we crossed each of these markers here. They're kind of hard to see on the floor, but we have our 0 mark right at the end of our ramp. We have 1 meter, 2 meters, and 3 meters marked on the ground. Do your best with this activity. Make sure that you're following those little hints in parentheses after each one. And then at the end of the lab, you're going to have to answer some analysis questions with complete sentences and create a graph. Make sure that for your graph creation, you're reading those instructions carefully. It may be a different type of graph than what you did before. Thanks, guys.